I've been asked this question hundreds of times. Which gluten-free pasta makes the best pasta salad? Today I'm gonna test 8 different boxed pastas and find out which ones hold up the best. First up, Banza. So Banza pasta as a regular pasta isn't always my favorite. The way that we designed this test to make it fair and what we're judging on. So here I have pasta that was cooked today, and this is pasta that was cooked yesterday. I think one of the reasons most people have trouble with pasta salad and their pasta thinking it's dry the second day is actually just general tips about making pasta salad, which we'll talk about as we taste these. Through the whole test, I'm always gonna test what was cooked today first and then test and see if there's a big difference from the pasta salad made a day before, because generally speaking, you have a party or something, you make your pasta salad the day before. Virtually no difference. This one holds up well if you like this pasta and you like the way it tastes. I think the reason people run into trouble is with pasta salad and what I did for every single pasta that we're testing today, I cooked them all 1 minute longer than the suggested time on the box. I started testing them, if it said 8 to 10, I cooked them for 10 minutes and I would check them, and if I thought they still were too al dente, I'd let them go 1 minute more. I didn't do anything more than 1 minute more past what's on the box, just to try to, again, keep it kind of even between everybody. But overcooking your pasta slightly for pasta salad is tip number 1. Let's taste another one and I'll tell you tip number 2. Next up is Barilla red lentil pasta. Again, this isn't on my top list of pastas just to eat pasta, but some people like it, so I wanted to test them all. And I'm also doing fusilli for all of them because I think this is one of the best shapes for pasta salad. It holds on to sauce nicely, gets soft, but also retains shape. So this is the one that was cooked today. This pasta tends to be firmer overall than other pastas, so if you don't like a firm pasta or you're worried about it being too firm in your pasta salad, this one might not be for you. Again, virtually no difference. Tip number 2, after you slightly overcook your pasta, is that you want to rinse your pasta, and that's to get off all the extra starch. It's the one instance when we make hot pasta, we don't rinse it. Pasta salad, you want to rinse it briefly. You want it to still stay a little bit warm, but we want to wash the extra starch off. We're gonna go ahead and taste another one. Next up is Jovial. Jovial is a brown rice pasta, which is why it's a little bit darker in color than you might be used to seeing. So Jovial actually is a pasta that I really like for hot pasta. And first thing I can see with this is in the Jovial, in order to slightly overcook it, it started to fall apart. This pasta does not take well to overcooking. Based on that alone, this probably wouldn't be my first choice for pasta salad, but let's see texture-wise if it got hard or how it held up. Maybe I should do that one again. No difference. Again, virtually indistinguishable. I'm starting to think some of you guys just aren't overcooking your pasta. I know it sounds weird, but just slightly overcooking your pasta really is one of the tricks. There's another trick. We'll talk about that one as we test our next pasta. Now we have Barilla again, but this time it's their regular pasta, which is rice and corn. Another one of my favorite pastas just for kind of a regular pasta. So I teased you a little bit about why we want our pasta to stay a little warm after we rinse it, and that is because of the next tip, which is you want to dress your noodles when they're still a tiny bit warm with half of the dressing you're going to use. That's because it's going to absorb some of it. It's going to absorb more flavor. No difference. So far, they're all holding up fine. I don't know what the problem is. So the reason we're gonna dress half of it while it's still warm is we're gonna save the other half, and if you're saving your pasta for a second day, you're gonna put the rest of the dressing on the second day, which then refreshes it. If you need to, if you feel like it's a little bit dry or anything, you add that to it, and then it soaks up even more. All right, I think we're on pasta number 5, and it's Ronzoni. This one is a combination of rice, corn, and quinoa. It looks similar to the Barilla. It's another one that's white. Rice and corn tends to be a really good combination. Like the tiniest difference, but this one's fine. This is an instance where I might add just a little bit more dressing to this one on the second day and it would be fine. But I mean, the difference is barely noticeable. The reason that I'm calling this pasta salad and you don't see any ingredients in here is I wanted the test to be fair and not have like the add-ins take away from just testing how the noodles held up in dressing. At the end of this video, I'm gonna show you how to throw it all together into one of my favorite pasta salads, and I'll give you the full recipe. Next up, Schar. So Schar is maybe not found in all your stores. If it is, it's probably where all the gluten-free stuff is. European brand. A lot of you know them from bread. This is another one that's rice and corn. Very light and white. Yesterday's actually even a little bit softer, and I'm gonna tell you why. This has the longest cooking time on it. This one says 14 minutes, which is really long. It's longer. Most of the other ones are most 11 or 12 minutes. The first time, because I was being strict yesterday when I was cooking pasta, doing a minute over the longest time on the box, and I realized it just started to fall apart a little bit. It still tasted good. Even if it feels too soft in the pot, it firms up when you start to rinse it off. Today, when I cooked it, a minute less, so I cooked it right to the 14, knowing that I would still be able to tell, judging on really how yesterday's held up. Either one of them is fine. If you like your pasta salad a little bit on the softer side, you can cook it that extra minute. Just know that sometimes when you do with some of these pastas, they start to fall apart. You want to stop it just shy of falling apart, but you do want it just slightly overcooked. If you're enjoying this pasta video and you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the next pasta. Next up is Rummo, which is imported from Italy. This is another corn and rice, but this one is all brown rice. So it's brown rice and corn. Some of the other ones that were corn and rice are either white rice and corn or white, brown, and corn. I'm gonna tell you my personal favorites at the end when we go to actually make a pasta salad. This one, the one from yesterday, is a tiny bit firmer than the one from today. If you really like it soft, go the 13. I probably would still do it at the 12 and then just maybe add a little bit more dressing the second day. It is not hard. It is still a very good pasta salad. There's just a little bit of difference on this one from day 1 to day 2. But this is actually one of my favorite pastas for this. All right, we have, I think, one more. All right, last but not least, we have Wegmans fusilli, and this is fresh pasta. So I chose to do this one so I could see how a fresh pasta held up. All the other ones are boxed. There's a few brands. If you don't live somewhere where there's a Wegmans, there's Taste Republic. Any of the stores that have a fresh gluten-free, this one is rice-based, they're probably gonna be pretty comparable. Again, virtually indistinguishable. If anything, maybe this one's even a little bit better the second day. And as far as all the pastas go, to make a pasta salad, I probably would pick a fresh pasta over a boxed one. So if you've been following along, you know that all of these pastas pretty much held up great. The only one that didn't really hold up, the Jovial, and it really wasn't good the first day or the second day, because in order to cook it enough for it to be that slightly soft that we want for pasta salad, it just started to fall apart. I just wouldn't choose it at all. Great pasta for hot pasta, cook it al dente, not for pasta salad. So I'm just gonna mix a couple of them together because they all came out great. My personal favorites were the ones that were rice and corn based. If you follow along with the recipe linked in the description, cook your pasta ahead of time if you want to, like I did, and just dress it. Say you have a party, you can just dress it the day before because it is good for it to absorb some of the dressing. And then you check it the second day, and if you need to add a little bit more dressing, you can. I usually like to add all of my ingredients first before I decide if I want to add more dressing. This is a Mediterranean pasta salad. This is one of my favorites. It was popular at my restaurant. It's always been popular with my family. You can leave in and take out things depending on what you like. If you don't like red peppers, use sun-dried tomatoes. If you don't want regular red peppers, you can use roasted red peppers. If you don't like artichoke hearts, use pepperoncini. If you want to make it a little bit more Italian, you can use an Italian vinaigrette or a Greek vinaigrette. I'm using Kalamata olives. You could use black or green. I'm going to throw in some basil. The last thing I'm going to do is add in some crumbled feta cheese. You can do crumbled feta cheese or goat cheese. If you want to make it a little bit heartier and you're going kind of with the Italian style, you could do the tiny little baby pearl mozzarella balls and then throw in some like chopped up salami and make it kind of like an antipasti, which is really good, especially with the artichoke hearts, marinated mushrooms. Super colorful. It's delicious. I really like having some sort of olives in there if you like olives, so that briny saltiness. If I'm making this ahead of time and if you want to put in all of your vegetables and everything a day ahead, I usually do still save the cheese. If it's something like goat cheese or feta, I will put that on the day of. The little pearl mozzarella balls, they can go ahead of time, and they're actually great ahead of time because they suck up some of the dressing. The texture gets really nice too. And you can tell that it's pretty evenly coated. It doesn't look dry at all, so it's good to go just as it is. All of these pastas worked, but why did they all work? Again, with the exception of Jovial, because of the little tricks. So they're all included in with the recipe, but remember, you want to slightly overcook your fried pasta when you're making pasta salad. Dress it while it's still the tiniest bit warm, but after you've rinsed it, you're rinsing it to remove the extra starch, which keeps it from clumping together and also could make it dry out a little bit more. And then on the second day, if you need to add more dressing, you do, but I want you to put that whole pasta salad together first, taste it, and then decide if you actually need any extra dressing. Well, what's your favorite ingredient to put into a pasta salad? And most importantly, are you team vinaigrette or team mayonnaise? Please let me know below. I am team vinaigrette when it comes to pasta salad, which is why the recipe I'm giving you is for vinaigrette pasta salad.